Okay, so let's dive in. There's this quiet but potentially huge shift happening right now in the Philippines. We're
Hmm.
seeing artificial intelligence, AI, move from, sci-fi into the real world, society, politics, the whole deal.
Exactly. It's not some far-off concept anymore, is it?
Yeah.
It's actively embedding itself.
Right. And the big question, the one we're tackling today, is pretty direct. Is this AI wave lifting the Philippines up, or are there like serious dangers involved?
That's the core of it.
Yeah.
And our sources for this deep dive really focus on that specific intersection, AI and Philippine politics.
Yeah, so our mission here is to cut through the hype, maybe some of the fear too, and figure out the key issues. What does this actually mean for the country?
Okay, so where do we start? Where is AI already making its presence felt?
Well, in some ways, it's already part of daily life for lots of Filipinos, right? Like automated customer service bots, maybe facial recognition.
Sure, those are the more visible ones.
Yeah.
But the less obvious and potentially more significant influence is creeping into elections.
Ah, okay. And this is where it gets maybe a little concerning. It's not just the old style social media bots we're talking about anymore.
No, not at all. The game has changed. The sophistication has jumped significantly.
So what does that look like now?
We're seeing things like deepfakes,
Mm.
AI altering video or audio so convincingly.
Right, making it seem like someone said or did something they absolutely didn't.
Exactly. Then there's synthetic text generation AI churning out fake but realistic sounding news articles or posts.
Hmm.
And maybe the most subtle are these behavioral prediction models. They can micro-target people with specific, tailored misinformation.
And given the Philippines' history, its past experiences with pretty intense disinformation campaigns, that sounds particularly risky.
It really is. The environment seems quite fertile for these more advanced
Oh.
AI manipulation tactics to take root and potentially sway public opinion, even elections.
And there were some reports suggesting it's particularly effective there because of social media influencers.
Yes, that's an interesting point from the sources. The influence networks might make the Philippines, well, perhaps more vulnerable in some ways than other democracies.
Okay, so that brings us to what feels like a really critical point.
Hmm.
This gap between how fast AI tech is racing ahead.
And how slowly the laws and the ethical guidelines are catching up in the Philippines. Yeah.
Right, so you have regulatory bodies like COMELEC apparently still focused on pretty basic cybersecurity challenges.
That's what some reports indicate. Meanwhile, actually updating digital laws, it's just a slow process. It often lags way behind the tech.
Which creates this kind of void, a space where AI can be misused to exploit systems, maybe even undermine democracy without much accountability.
Precisely. And that puts us at this ethical crossroads.
All right.
Because AI does have potential for good, right?
Yeah.
Transparency, efficiency, maybe even more inclusion.
Sure.
But those exact same tools can be flipped to make inequality worse, or suppress dissent, or just completely distort what's true.
Okay, so faced with that, what's the path forward? How can the Philippines try to make sure AI is a force for good?
Well, the sources point to a few key things. Definitely a need for faster AI regulation.
Faster regulation focused on what specifically?
Things like protecting human rights, demanding transparency in how AI systems work, and crucially, establishing algorithmic accountability.
Accountability meaning knowing who's responsible if an AI system causes harm.
Basically, yes, setting up those essential guardrails. But it's not just regulation.
What else?
Civil society plays a huge part, boosting digital literacy, especially helping people critically evaluate the information they see online.
Right, media literacy, but for the AI age.
Exactly. And educators need to bring AI ethics into the classroom. Plus, the media has a role exposing the abuses, but also showcasing the positive uses.
So it really sounds like it needs a coordinated effort, not just government, but everyone. It's not about banning AI, but shaping its role actively.
Absolutely. AI itself is just a powerful tool. It isn't inherently good or evil. We're at this critical moment where choices need to be made about how it fits into Philippine democracy.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe the thought to leave you with is this. The future of Philippine democracy isn't just going to be automated. It's going to remain fundamentally political,
Yeah.
which really prompts you to think about your own role, everyone's role, in navigating this transformation.